Hi friends, I am going to test my volume before I start. And if you do happen to be online, just let me know if you can hear me. Hi friends, I think I'm online. Friends, I think I'm online. Okay, perfect. All right, so I will be taking us on an imaginal journey today with essential oil blends that I have chosen for us to tap into our inner guidance from our unconscious, if you will, that is guided by the right hemisphere of our brains. And if you want to get your oils, I'll let you know what we're using. I will start with Valor, White Angelica, and Sacred Mountain, and then I'll use Inspiration to take us on the journey. But let me give you a little background before we start. If you don't know me already, my name is LeeYen Anderson, and I am a lover of all things essential oils and the way it supports our inner dimensions to be able to communicate with our conscious mind. There is scientific research that shows that the compounds in frankincense essential oils activate a part of our brain that is connected to our spiritual abilities to, I believe, the right hemisphere to really connect with the parts of us that is all-knowing, all peaceful, and we can get glimpses of when we take intentional time to connect with it. So meditation is intentional space that we create in order to receive, and sometimes that receiving is not in very explicit ways, but over time we start to be able to access our intuitive side just a lot more easily and with less effort, so with grace and ease. This will be a very sort of basic elementary exercise that you can of course expand in ways that are of benefit to you, but to know the structure of it. When we are entering these spaces, intentional spaces, we want to ensure that we are in a space that is sort of dedicated to it. In other words, we choose a space that we won't be disturbed. We enter it with reverence. So it's sort of in a metaphorical way, we are drawing a circle, a boundary around ourselves in order that we may sort of enter it with this purity of heart. So the intention is always going to affect what happens in this, let's say 15 minutes of just sitting still and pausing. You may be contemplating certain things, but sometimes it's as simple as just creating connection with this part of ourselves that we have neglected to listen to, or we're too busy running around doing things every day to really sit with ourselves. So there may be parts of us that show up that doesn't seem like this all-knowing part of ourselves, that may seem a little psychotic, or that's that inner child that wants attention, or the feelings that come up that most of us are trying to run away from. And so it's really about allowing whatever wants to show up. And as I said, it's in the unconscious, in the right hemisphere. It's parts of us that we have repressed for a long time. And then also there's the part of us that may feel blissful and peaceful, and that's totally fine. So part of it is allowing for what shows up, knowing that you're in a safe space because you have created it, and knowing that it's just temporary. It's just temporary, and that you're just going to practice pausing and coming into contact with this part of yourself. And why? Why would we do it? Well, for one, if it's a part of us that is sort of wanting attention because it's been neglected, the part of us that has felt abandoned, rejected, which gives rise to these complex sensations, these feelings. It could be anger, it could be sadness, it could be fear, right? These parts of us will only get louder if we don't like sit with it and allow for the transmutation, the inner alchemy that's going to happen when we give it space and time and attention. Now, a few cautionary, ways is, if it gets too overwhelming, you are in control. You're not a victim here, okay? If it gets too overwhelming, you take your 3 deep breaths and you come out of it. And then the next time you go in again. But know that our sort of plant molecules are here to support us in cleansing the molecules that are you are opening up for receiving their action. So in other words, these intentions could be, I'm just going to sit and see and allow what shows up because I would like to spend time with myself. It could be, I have a bodily symptom that I would like to just sit with and allow for whatever feelings or any sort of thoughts that come up from that. It could also be, I have this real world decision to make and I want to make time and space to allow clarity to emerge. And part of the process is always going to involve something we need or want. And I would love to sort of suggest and encourage that these practices become where we are really just honoring our need for pauses, our need for contemplative space, without always this needy, grabby sort of feeling where I have something I need to resolve in my life, therefore I go into meditation. Or, something not going right, my body has a certain symptom, and that's why I'm, creating the space. And it's totally, totally fine to come into these spaces with these desires. But can we also, even when we're feeling well, even when everything's going fine, we are just going to keep practicing because it is supporting our ability to live our lives again with grace and ease, with little signposts that come through these meditative spaces that take us to the next best step of our lives. So as you know, D. Gary Young, who's the founder of Essential Oil, he created many of these blends for the purposes of truly connecting with God, with Source, with his ability to communicate with other realms. And so I want to start here, but also want to say that we are creating that structure. So the structure is, it could be you have your pen and paper ready, you have an object of something really special to you, like a sacred object. If that could very well just be a soft toy, or a stone, or a feather, something that allows you to feel like you are surrounded by things that love you and that you love, right? Love is ultimately the vibration and the frequency that we want to call in to this metaphorical circle that we're creating around us. So as we have objects around us, kind of like a little altar, you don't have to call it an altar, but it's really something you create beauty. Beauty is essentially the part of us that viscerally feels love, the highest order of love that is manifested in this physical world as something of beauty. And this beauty usually is very geometrical. So that's why we call it sacred geometry. If it was just a bunch of chaotic things, we wouldn't necessarily always call it beauty. Now, that is really our mind's sort of need to make meaning of things. So, you can have something in the center, a little circle around it, or have it on a beautiful piece of cloth, or something that just signifies to you that right now is a space special for me. Okay, so a little altar, it could be a candle, right? A bowl of water, whatever's sacred to you. And then the intention, which we talked about. So you have your own intention. And then we start with the essential oils. So in order to step into the space, I'm just going to lead us into, the next 15 minutes of how it would be bracketed in that sacred space. First, I assume you have this is assuming we have everything set up, right? I have my oils here, and any objects around you. So if you want to get ready before you watch this in the after play, just pause right here, go get your things ready, and we'll come back. So we close our eyes, find a nice comfortable seat. To enter and to exit, we do the same thing, and that is we breathe deeply 3 times. So as you inhale, just allow that breath to go all the way down into your belly. Sensing yourself entering a different space. You exhale, just very gently and attentively exhale all your stresses out. Any tension. Inhale again. Breathing in just your ability to shift your consciousness. And exhale it all out. One more time, inhaling deep into your belly. You can always use your hands to guide your breath. Have it at your belly space. And exhale, let it out. So we start with, you can open your eyes here. We start with valor. And we're using valor here. I'm going to put a drop on my left palm to attune our energies to this space. If you have your feet accessible, you can put a few drops on your feet. Otherwise, just put it on your root, kind of your lower back, as a intention of grounding yourself into this space. It's not about taking flight. It's truly about going inwards And so I would put Valor on my feet and on my root, which is my lower back. And just allow yourself to inhale that a little bit. And then I will take Sacred Mountain. With Sacred Mountain, I am having the intention of moving away from the reality of daily life, any kind of messages we receive from the outside world that doesn't belong to ourselves, anything that has been that we have given our power to, that we're going to take back. And this I'm going to put on my solar plexus, which is just above your navel, below your ribs, in that space right there. And so it's a power spot. It's a reclaiming of your own power, and is important when you are really going into meditation, because you are also claiming that anything you tap into is of your own sovereignty. And then I use white angelica to sort of surround myself with these beautiful plant essences that sing a song of harmony, sing a song of positive vibration. I'm going to put that on my shoulder so that when I close my eyes, when I close my eyes, I know that I am surrounded. So you can also use your hands all around your body to really seal yourself in, again, in that metaphorical circle, right? And now we're ready. And we're going to take, so here's where you have your own choice of your essential oil blend. I have put in the post all the different blends you can choose. Of course, there are many more, and whatever's your favorite, whatever you're working on. I chose Inspiration because this is something that allows me to, sort of sit and receive inspiration. And that's what I am sort of sitting with today. So I'm going to take the blend, whatever you choose, put a drop on your left palm. And the left palm is the receiving side. The left side is the receiving side of our body. So we're coming into a receptive state. Okay. I like to put this in the crown of my head, the back of my head here, and just really to activate the filter release points in the back, the emotional points on my forehead, and the crown. And wherever else you feel called to put this, it could be your navel, could really be, the sides of your head. And now we're going to breathe it in. So close your eyes. Breathe in your essential oil blend of choice. And we're going to first send some gratitude to the loving energies that is around us, that are here to guide us and hold this frequency for us. Just like we thank our food and the people that created it and planted it, we're going to thank all the people involved in the growing of the plants and distillation all the way to our palms and our olfactory system here. Sending gratitude. And then just in your own way, stating your intention for creating this space today. You can put your hands at your heart, really signifying symbolically to your body that there's sincerity coming from a place of curiosity, from a beginner's mind, in service to your own path of growth and discovery, and ultimately to the service of others who you encounter from this place of inspiration, from a healed place. So continue to close your eyes, breathing in your essential oil periodically, holding your intention, opening up your heart to receive, opening up your cells to receive. Go inwards with your mind's eye and imagine this beautiful place out in the world, in nature, somewhere that you feel really supported and safe and loved. And your mind may conjure up any kind of image, and that's okay. Could be being by the ocean somewhere in the world. It could be near some forests or a beautiful garden, or even a mountain or cave, pond, a lake. Allow your imagination to really fill in the details of where you're at, where you sense beauty, you sense love, where your body is able to relax at the thought of. And really notice what's around you. Activate your senses even in this imaginal realm. What do you hear? What colors do you see? And know that you're in control. So if it needs more color, allow yourself to splash it with whatever color, again, makes you feel and sense beauty. And then allow your skin to really sense, is it warm? Is it cold? Is the sun shining? Or maybe it's raining. You're out in the elements wherever you are. And maybe it's raining and you want to be indoors. Again, you are in charge here. To ground yourself into this space. And now I want you to look around you and notice that there is a beautiful space created just for you that has your proportions for you to lay down in, that is really comfortable, that fits and holds your body. So walk up to this place and get yourself comfortable laying down, still hearing and seeing all the beauty around you. And once you're comfortably settled, allow yourself to receive light that shines down on you of a certain color. Give it a color. And just start to lay there and receive this light. Notice if there's any tension in your body. Just breathe into it and let it go. And see what comes up for you. Bringing yourself back to the intention of why you're doing this, why you're creating this space. You can allow the light to travel up and down your body, very intentionally healing, purifying as it goes up and down. Allow the thoughts to arise without any judgment on any feelings and sensations. Just give it space, knowing it's temporary, not pushing it to transmute or transform, but really to just sit with. You can have active conversations with anything that shows up. You can use your hands to really emphasize any areas that you're receiving the light. Reminding yourself that you're still in your sacred circle with the essential oils holding the vibration and the frequency for you, that you are safe. Allow yourself one more inhale of your essential oil blend. Coming back to your intention. With no expectations, just allow. And just finishing up, if you want to change the color now of the light that's streaming down on you, go ahead and change it as a closing ray. See yourself rising from that safe personal space that was created just for you. Coming back again to just acknowledging that this space around you, this beautiful space around you, was there for you. And then slowly we're going to come back into our present body. You can take your hands and maybe put one at your heart and one at your belly. Give it some pats or rubs to allow yourself to emerge back into your body with no rush. Feeling the chair underneath you, feeling your feet on the ground. And again, we send gratitude to any of your angels, guides, helping spirits that showed up for you, to the plant spirits that held the frequency, your ancestors that are always with you. To the divinity that surrounds you within and without. And in dissolving this space, we allow everything to go back where they came from. We come back into our body and we breathe in 3 deep breaths. Inhale deeply. All the way to our belly. And exhale, let it out. Inhale again. Exhale, let out a deep sigh. One more time, inhaling. And exhale it out. Taking your time to come back. Open your eyes. And just really shake out your body. Come back into the present moment. Send the blood to the extremities if it was uncomfortable. So it's really helpful if you take a moment to write down what showed up for you, any sensations, even to describe the place that you ended up in the imaginal realm, and to give it color, to give it life, even as you're writing it. There's no right or wrong, and it is your creativity. So allow it to embellish it. It's completely your own journey. And even as you're writing it, you may receive messages coming through for yourself as you set down your intention and really connect what you saw, what you felt with your intention. And many times it is in the writing that thought forms that were not formed come into being. So give yourself that space, at least 5 to 8 minutes of, yeah, putting down your thoughts. Okay, so I'm available for questions. If you want to type in the comments, I will do my best to guide you to the right resources. Thank you. Have a great day.